That's Money Brown, man. Ernest Jr. Boy, Money Brown, he get a lot of money, so I call him Money Brown.
Yo, what's going on out there, fight world? It's your boy Money back with another one, man. And this one here is on the 147-pound sensation, Jaron Boots Ennis. You understand me? 26-0, 24 knockouts, fighting out of the mean streets of Philly. You dig? And he just had a fight this past Saturday on Showtime. You know, making his Showtime debut. He used to fight on Showbox. But man, he looked impressive, bro. He looked impressive as usual. Getting a knockout over a tough opponent. And Juan Carlos Abreu, you know, a man that has never been stopped before. You know, he was 23-4 when Boots fought him 23-5. You know, and Jaron Winters, and I thought he looked impressive, man. He looked impressive as I knew he would. And he got a high ceiling. Jaron Ennis has a very high ceiling, bro. That's something we can't deny. Like I say, 26-0, 24 knockouts, showing he got power. You dig? Doing it against somebody that's never been knocked out before. That's making a statement. That's making a statement. You dig? And Jaron Ennis, he made a statement. You know, he made a statement that the power is real. And we have to respect that. You know, we already look at him and see that his skill level is a high-class skill level. And that's another thing we have to respect. And he want to fight everybody. You know what I mean? When you're that young, hungry lion, you know, you put yourself in position to look good, to put yourself in a fan's face, to be on national TV and get out there and perform the way you did. You got to respect that, bro. And I don't knock that he want the big dogs. I don't knock that he wants Earl Spence Jr., the number one welterweight in the world, arguably the pound-for-pound king after November 21st. You know, I don't knock that he wants Terrence Bud Crawford, the former undisputed champion at 140 pounds, a 3-division world champion, and now the WBO welterweight world champion. I don't knock that. You know what I'm saying? That's how you're supposed to be when you're coming up in this game as a young, hungry lion. You dig? As a young, hungry lion, and you believe in your skills. You know what I mean? I see a lot of people high on Boots. I see a lot of people high on Boots. I see a lot of people calling him special. I see a lot of people calling him different, saying he this, that, and the third. And I can respect that opinion. You know, I can't take nothing away from him. He's selling himself, and he's looking impressive. He's looking impressive, you know. But me, myself, I don't think Boots is ready for the top guys just yet. You know what I mean? I do see him being the future world champion at 147 pounds. I do see him carrying the division for a while when he becomes champion. But right now, I can't put Boots up there with Earl Spencer, Terrence Bud Crawford, and Sean Porter, and maybe not even the Danny Garcia. You know, I still think he needs that marquee fight. You know what I mean? Juan Carlos Abreu was a tough opponent, a tough cookie, can get in there and hold his own against a lot, but Juan Carlos Abreu have never faced the Earl Spence. He never faced a Terrence Bud Crawford. He never faced a Sean Porter or a Danny Garcia. Or who knows, they probably would have knocked him out as well. And that's not taking anything away from Boots, because like I say, he went in there and did what he had to do against the opponent that was in front of him. You dig what I mean? Arguably the toughest opponent of his career, if you all want to look at it that way. You know, but we gotta slow down just a little bit. Just a little bit. He still need that marquee fight, in my opinion, to show that he's a real contender at 147 pounds. You dig? Now he's 23 years of age. They moving him perfect. Like I say, his record is great. He getting the experience that he needs, and he already got the confidence, and he knows what he wants. You know, I remember back in the days where he made a statement saying he'll walk through Earl Spence like wet toilet paper, and I had to make a post on that saying, hold on, Boots, pump your brakes. You know what I'm saying? Pump your brakes, because we really got to look at the situation. You know, him and Earl have similar records now. They both 26-0. If I'm not mistaken, EJ got 22 or 23 knockouts. You know, and Boots got 24 knockouts. But when we look at the resumes, you know what I'm saying? It's totally two different resumes. Totally two different pedigrees of fighter that each other is facing. You know what I mean? And me being an eye test, man, I do look at Boots and say, that boy got the skill set. I do look at Boots and say he a bad boy in that ring and that he can be a world champion in the future. But for me to look at Boots and say he beat the top dogs at 147 right now, no, I can't look at him and say that right now. I can't put him in that category right now. You know what I mean? Do he have the skill set to compete? Yes, the hell he do. But he haven't been in that fight that showed that grit and that heart and that dog. I want you to be in that fight to where you're not the fastest. I want you to be in that fight to where you're not the strongest. You ain't the most talented. You dig what I mean? And that don't mean that the other opponent is. It just means you're on the same level as that opponent. So y'all equal. Y'all are equal in certain categories. You know what I mean? Or maybe you got the edge in one, he got the edge in the other. You know what I mean? Maybe he's and you right there neck to neck with it. So those type of fights, that's what Boots trying to get to. You dig? And that's when it's gonna show. When you don't possess the best of the best and you're not the best in the ring, how do you adapt? You see what I'm saying? How do you adapt? How do you handle adversity? How do you handle somebody else's speed? How do you handle somebody else's power? You know what I mean? How do you handle somebody else's IQ? Because that's what's going to have to come into play when you're talking about moving up and fighting the top dogs. Because those boys are still hungry lions right now. You dig? They're still hungry lions. They're in their early 30s. You know what I mean? And they still monsters and they work hard. And they chasing each other for the bag. Like I said, 147 pounds is a hell of a deep division. Arguably maybe the most deep division when we're talking about talent-wise. Talent-wise. You know what I'm saying? We got Earl about to fight Danny. Sean just came off another victory, putting him back as a WBC mandatory. Bud and Carol Brooklyn like they about to get it on. You know what I mean? Uga's out there. Let's not leave Uga's out. He doing this thing out there. You know? But still, and I'm not going to forget about Thurman. Let me put Thurman's name because Thurman is still a big dog. I ain't going to leave him out, even though his ass on the sideline talking. Thurman is still a big dog. He earned that by being unified champion at 147 pounds, and he deserves respect. And I'm the type to give you your respect. You know what I'm saying? I might not agree with antics outside the ring, but inside the ring, I respect every man and their accomplishments. That's a fact. You know what I mean? That's a fact. But looking at Boots, man, to me, I wanted the Josecito Lopez fight for Boots. I felt like that was the fight that was for him, you know, to show that I am that dog and I'm ready to show that, you know, I'm ready for the big dogs. And I think Josecito Lopez can get him together for maybe a Jamal James showdown. You know, people saying the Virgil Ortiz showdown. I think he a step ahead of Virgil, but Virgil is a hell of a fighter. You know what I mean? Maybe a Uga showdown, maybe a Sergey Lipinnik showdown. And after he defeat one of those type of fighters, then you put yourself in position for Earl, Bud, Thurman, or Danny or Sean. You know, that's how it goes. Put yourself as a mandatory, but putting yourself there, beat some names where people can say, okay, Boots, okay. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people is impressed by this last win. I am too. Like I say, I must give it up. Must get credit where credit is due. And Boots went out there and put on a hell of a performance. You know, dude was tough. He was rough. He was tough. He went down. He showed heart back in, back up. But Boots just showed that he was on a whole different level. Hitting him with an uppercut from Hill. You dig? The uppercut from Hill that laid his ass out. I remember at one point in time in the fight, you know, they started off at each other and dude looked like he wanted to throw a cheap shot. Boots walked up on him like, boy, I will beat your ass. Try it. Try it. I'm already whooping your ass. Try it. You know what I mean? So that add fuel to the fire to want him to knock him out. But still, I look at Boots and say he still got to have that marquee fight, man. He still got to have that marquee fight. You know? So I'm going to tell everybody to pump your brakes right now for the ones who talking about he's ready for Bud and Earl, you know, and Sean. You know, I'm going to say hold on just a little bit, man. Hold on just a little bit now. Really dissect this and research what you're talking about. You did? Because I still want to see Boots in that marquee fight. You know? And you got fighters there to show it. You know what I mean? It looked like Josecito probably fit to fight Maurice Hooker on the Earl Spence undercard. Maybe he get the winner of that fight. Maybe get the winner of that fight. You know what I'm saying? People saying Luis Collazo. I don't like Luis Collazo. I think he'll do Luis Collazo win. He been out the ring for a while. We know he's tough and rugged. He bring his heart, but I just don't think that's the right fight. You know, Josecito, Sergey Lipinnik, Ugas. There's certain fights out there that can get him ready for the big dogs, man. For the big dogs. Now, if he can land one of those big dogs, I'm not going to knock it. I'm not going to tell the young bull not to go out there and take that fight. I mean, by all means, go out there and do what you do. You believe in his skills. He believe he can compete. Do what you got to do, bro. Do what you got to do. You know? And he can compete with him. He can compete. I'm just saying I don't think he's ready. He's in a position yet, mentally wise, to beat one of those guys. You know? Because once you get into the ring, it's a different story. It's a different story. You dig? And I know a lot of people gonna look at me and say, hold on, bro, but you know, Boots, he got all the skills. He can do this, he can do that. He a bad boy, and I don't deny that. I don't deny that. But like I say, he still haven't had that marquee fight yet to show us that dog and that grit. You know what I mean? And maybe you can be that damn good to where you don't have to show those things. Maybe Boots is that damn good, you know? But in my opinion, I just see them lines at the top, and I understand that they still running their pride lands. You know what I mean? They not fit to go out yet. And I do understand when young hungry lions come through marching, you know, you can run an old line up off his pride lands, take over his shit, take his women, you know, take his area. But that's just not going to happen right now. Earl Spence, unified champion, the #1 fighter at the 147-pound division, the monster. Like I say with Terrence Boyd Crawford, 3-division world champion, you know, current WBO welterweight world champion, a monster. Danny Garcia, 2-division world champion, former WBC champion at 147 pounds, former unified champion at 140, a monster. Sean Porter, former 2-time champion, you know, right now holds the #1 position at the WBC, and if I'm not mistaken, the #1 position at the WBO as well. You dig? A monster. And these cats ain't going away easy. They're not going away easy, you know. And like I say, Keith Thurman, former unified champion at 147 pounds, the WBC and 147 WBA world champion, you know what I mean? He's still a monster. And let's not forget Manny Pacquiao still sit there. But we know Pacquiao, he doing his own thing. You know, he got about 1 or 2 fights left, picking who he think will get on the bigger bag, then he out the door. So we know Boots not gonna land that fight. But I just look at Boots, man, and say, listen, the kid is talented as fuck. You know, he coming up like all the young hungry lions do. They gunning for everybody to prove that they are who they are. That's just the nature of the sport. Whenever you're coming up, you're the young hungry lion in the game. Excuse me, and your name being brought up and you popping, you go call out the big dogs, and it's rightfully so. You go call out the big dogs. And the performance Boots put on this past Saturday, he shows that he's coming, man. He shows that he's coming. He's not running from nobody. He's not ducking. He wants the best of the best. You know, that's the heart of a young lion, bro. That's the heart of a young lion. When you always want to prove yourself to your big brother, you willing to do anything to prove yourself, to show that you belong, to show that you grew up and you're a man now. You know, and that's Boots knocking on the door. That's Boots knocking on the door saying, listen, fellas, y'all gonna let me in this motherfucker, one way or another. If I gotta kick this motherfucker in, if I gotta come through the window, if I gotta come down the chimney, if I gotta dig a tunnel under the ground, I'm gonna get up in this motherfucker. And when I do, y'all ain't gonna be able to deny me. You know, and I respect that about the young boy. I respect that about the young boy. You know what I'm saying? He got a city behind him. They fucking with him. You got, you know, world champions. You got up-and-coming fighters. You got former fighters. Everybody that know Boots, and they saying nothing but good things about him. You know, he deserve all them praises. He deserve all them praises. But right now, he's not ready for the big dogs, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? He's not ready for the big dogs, in my opinion. You know, we just need 1 or 2 more big fights, and then I would say, let's go. You dig? Let's go. Jose Cito Lopez, and then get another former champion or somebody right there that's a contender. And if you put them down, hey, Monty Brown gonna say, by all means, that man deserve a shot. And by all means, that man deserve a shot. But right now, fellas, I'm not just gonna push Boots up there with them top dogs yet, because he's doing what he's supposed to do against the opponents that they putting in the ring with him. And credit, O'Brien was a tough guy, and I respect that. I respect it. But he still got a year, like he probably a year away from in my opinion, realistically, he a year away. He a year away. You know, give him 2 more big fights, and then they'll be ready. Just in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, sorry, y'all. Damn. Other than that, salute the Boots. Salute to the city of Philly. Y'all do got a great one in Boots. He's up and coming, showing all of the skills in the world, showing that he can carry the sport. You know, the bad boy, got speed, got pop, got foot movement. You know, a hard worker. Great trainer behind him in his pops, boys, Ennis, who train his other sons. You know, so Boots got a high ceiling at the age of only 23, man. He got a high ceiling. You know, just move the right way and don't let nobody pressure you into going up to fighting them killers too fast. You know what I mean? Because your career may get derailed, in my opinion. It may get derailed. You might have to build yourself back up. You know, but if the opportunity presents itself, hey, by all means, like I say, go after the young champ. You know, attack it, and we'll see what happens. You know, we'll see what happens. But salute the Boots, salute the Philly, man. And the boxing game is in great hands. You understand me? Great hands. Until the end, it's your boy Monty. This is NSBC Move. Ain't nobody safe in these streets. Hit them thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you want to donate, OG Money on Cash App, strayhampton52@gmail.com, on PayPal. If you can't, just tell a friend, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share the video, and y'all know how I leave out, man. Big dog status.
This bitch, young Brick, the strategist. I'm in Fresno, bruh, and never broke, cause all my money is going on drugs. Mac Moon say running in the ground, I told him I'm power driving. My strategy's text messages are keeping her just blinded. From Fresno.